Welcome to Course Navigation Video 3, the Grading System. In this video, we will discuss the differences between the grading system used in most courses and the system used in this class. Rather than the traditional bell curve-based system that uses percentages and divides people into groups based upon an external standard, we will use a much simpler, more focused approach. We will use a plus-minus-1 system that categorizes work into three classifications: meets expectations, exceeds expectations, and does not meet expectations. The underlying principles for this grading system are twofold. First, people are adverse to risk. Research shows that people are motivated more by keeping what they already have rather than gaining something new. You want to protect what you have rather than a chance that you gain more. It is a risk that people wish to avoid. If someone was given $100, they would rather keep the $100 than risk losing the $100 to earn $200. The second reason for using this system is that a bell curve, which is fine for statistics, does not reflect the classroom. The bell curve artificially imposes a distribution on a class such that depending upon the distribution of the data, students who might have a higher number of points could still get a grade of C. The bell curve is believed to be the general standard for how a population is distributed. Unfortunately, the classroom is not a normal population. There are a number of selections with decreased normality. For example, only 39% of high school graduates attend a four-year college. Only 1.9% of students at VSU major in communication or public relations. These kinds of factors influence the viability of the bell curve. For learning purposes, I believe that a competency-based model is more appropriate. You are provided the standards for an assignment and then are evaluated based upon meeting, exceeding, or not meeting those standards. The grading scheme used in class is also focused on helping you improve rather than primarily provide evaluation or criticism. The result is that the classroom becomes a comprehensive learning environment that pushes continuous improvement rather than a system that asks for summative parroted information. So how does it work? Each person starts with 85 points or a B. For each graded event, students are evaluated on a simple scale of meeting expectations, 0, exceeding expectations, +1, or not meeting expectations, -1. To make this system work, it is important that you have a clear understanding of what is expected so that you have the opportunity to be successful. There is a document available to you that outlines the requirements for meeting or exceeding expectations. Activities are generally evaluated on whether or not you complete the assigned task and the basic quality of that work. Major assignments evaluation is more complex. Each major assignment has defined expectations. These expectations are clearly stated in the evaluation criteria. I encourage you to review them in each case and ask questions if you are uncertain. Once expectations are known, you are evaluated on meeting or exceeding them. The primary focus of the feedback is on how to improve rather than on what you did wrong. How do you exceed expectations? One can exceed expectations by, first, presenting work in a high quality and professional manner. This would include error-free work, submitted on time, fulfilling assignment requirements, delivered in the correct format and location, cleanly designed and laid out, and presenting complete ideas. Demonstrating higher order thinking by showing how material fits into learning by integrating it into other coursework. How does what we are talking about in class fit with what you have learned in other classes? What are the connections? Connecting class, text, learning modules, personal inquiry, and research. How do you demonstrate learning of course content? Utilize unique ideas to demonstrate concepts and explain how they fit. How do I demonstrate that I have integrated the course concepts into what I know and how I think? Creating new examples is an excellent way to demonstrate more than memorized knowledge. There are times when you can only meet expectations. For example, a resume is just a resume. The expectations for this type of professional document make it impossible to exceed expectations, but it is easy to not meet them. Finally, there are some complex assignments that will use meet, exceed, or not meet criteria for multiple categories, resulting in an assignment that is worth more than plus or minus 1. For example, a formal class presentation might have the following criteria or areas of evaluation: content, plus or minus 2; structure, plus or minus 1; delivery, plus or minus 1; visual aids, plus or minus 1; ancillary materials such as handouts or other visuals, plus or minus 1, for a total of plus or minus 6 points. If you were not to complete this assignment, the penalty would be minus 18 points, or 3 times the lowest possible score. The grading system has several distinct advantages. The system is forgiving. The distribution is such that you only need 5 points to move to the level of an A, and there are many chances to earn those points, compared to a system with 4 major assignments, where poor performance on one assignment or more can result in a grade no higher than a C for the course. Of course, those 5 points are not easy to earn. You must meet expectations on all assignments and exceed them on several. The system focuses on student learning and improvement. The goal of education is to learn, so a system that encourages continuous improvement seems to make sense. The system is simpler. There are no complex formulas or percentages needed to determine a grade. You always know where you stand and what you would need to do to reach the grade that you choose, as it is reported in the gradebook. The system reflects human nature. As I mentioned at the onset, people are more motivated by the desire to avoid risk rather than to gain through risk. Thus, a system which allows you to build on something that you already have, or to avoid loss of something that you already have, is consistent with human nature. This video introduced students to the grading system used in this course. The best advice I can give is to try, and my experience is that once you are familiar with the system, you will like it.